again. Welcome to the Golden Hour. I am Golden Duffy, your host, also the podcast Manifest to Live Life Golden show and YouTube show. So wherever you're watching from, welcome. Today is a special day where I go into the science and the laws and how to actually formulate these laws that govern the life that you are living. You see, before we know about this stuff, before we have this great remembering, and if you are like in the beginning of that, the great remembering is remembering that you are powerful. It's letting go of this illusion that we don't have any control over anything that's happening. Now, do things happen still if you know about this stuff that feel kind of out of your control? Yes, but the thing that you are able to change is how you respond to things. And that's what changes everything. That's what starts to change the trajectory of your life. And I promise you that I am living proof of this, that I am evidence of this because of all the changes that I've made and all of the incredible things that keep happening because I'm in this frequency of knowing my power, of remembering who I am on a consistent basis. Now, that's not a brag. It's just a fact. And it's where I want or where I intend to help other people to get to because it's so much freaking fun. And it's so much fun to do this with other people, like to be deliberate creators and create this incredible amount of joy and fun and freedom in life. It becomes more fun if you have more people doing it. So in the beginning, you may feel a little lonely because the world is super dramatic. People are super stuck in drama. They love to be powerless. They love to be victims. And that's not everybody, but that is definitely the majority. So as you are waking up, as you are coming to know this, you may feel a little confused. You may feel a little off balance with what you learned before, what you know as you're programming. So as you're growing up, you're programmed to know certain things. You've been creating from some wounds. You've been creating by default, which means you don't have true awareness or consciousness over what you've been doing. And this is why I let people know, be gentle with yourself, because when you first find out about this and you understand that you've kind of created the life experience you're in, you didn't do a lot of it intentionally because you didn't know. And when you don't know, you can't beat yourself up for not knowing. So as you come into this knowing, as you come into this awareness, you begin to create a new landscape in life, which means if you can think of life like everything around you, all the people, all the experiences, everything that's coming and going in your life as a field, it's a field of creation. And everything in your field of creation is there for the purpose of awakening you to certain things, to certain habits, to certain ways of being. So especially if you have patterns and cycles, those patterns and cycles are here to heal you, to wake you up, to get you to the point where you go, I don't want to do this anymore. I've got to find another way. And that's when you start seeking. And when you start seeking is when you start finding. And that's probably why you found me. I've always been a huge seeker. I've always just really wanted to understand, how does this work? And how can I be more powerful in the workings of it? And in that seeking, there was a vast time of spirituality, of religion, of not being satisfied with the answers. And if you are a religious person, if you do take part in some sort of religion, I will never say religion is wrong. I do believe I was Catholic for a long time, and I do believe that was a beautiful part of my spiritual growth and where I came to. And it was such an indication of powerlessness for me. And this is why. Now, you could go to church and not feel powerless. You could feel super powerful. But the reason why I felt powerless was because I didn't understand I didn't understand why I had this gap between me and God. Like, I didn't understand. Here I am praying and begging and wishing and hoping and not feeling like I'm super being received. Of course, I had miracles. Of course, I had prayers answered. Of course, I had all of that. But in all of that, the feeling that I always had in my prayers, in my life, was that of somebody needs to save me. I need God to save me. I need God to correct me. I need God to help me with these darn kids, you know? And as I started to awaken and as I started to really connect with the laws of the universe, I moved away from that God, that God being, and I started to get super sciencey. And then I started to feel a loss there because I felt like, okay, where is my spirituality in all of this? I'm feeling like I am super connected to the science. I'm watching things move. I'm watching energy move. I'm helping the energy move in my favor. But I'm also feeling like there's got to be more than this. It can't just be the science. And if you study Albert Einstein at all, or any of the big scientists, the more they dove into science, the more connected they became to something else, to saying like there is something beyond this realm. And to me, that's a great indication that all roads lead to our spirituality, that we can find that spirituality in the science-based thinking. And that's the beauty of, I think, manifestation, is it kind of brings it all together, because manifestation takes in account your desires, your ability to be part of the life force energy on this planet. As I started to stream into this belief of less of like God out there or like God up there, right? Like looking down and judging me and making me, beg for things. I started to come into this formulation and this idea and this connection to the fact that we are an expression of God, that we are an expression of infinite intelligence. And once you start to really connect with that and really believe that and really draw from that, then nothing is beyond the scope of your understanding. Nothing is beyond the scope of your ability to connect with wisdom. And that makes you unstoppable. That makes you an unlimited being. When you say things that cut you off from all of the things that you could be doing, your absolute brilliance, all of the things that are calling to you that you might be afraid to step into, when you cut yourself off from that and say things like, I don't know how, or I'm not good enough, or, I'm scared to do that, or whatever it is, you cut yourself off, you limit yourself from the wisdom and the infinite intelligence that wants to come through you, that wants to be expressed through that experience. So when you dive in, when you go for it, when you burn the boats, when you go forward in your dreams, you will witness that connection. You will witness that infinite intelligence, that infinite energy working through you. And I always like to think about things as a grid when I'm learning them. Like, I'm always like, oh, I can't wait for the grid to fill in, because instead of getting anxious and upset that I don't know how to do something and fearful and all of those, like, I always call them like elementary school wounds, right? When we don't know how to do something, we feel stupid or ashamed. I can bypass that now. I can let that go, and I can tune into the frequency that says, I'm figuring this out. Like, this is so cool, because I know how powerful I am when I focus, when I'm determined, and when I decide that something is going to become part of my structure, part of my awareness. So you can do anything. That's the message there. And that's the really cool message in moving your life forward in a different direction, maybe than you ever have before. I put up a post the other day about the past and how the past really doesn't need to conduct right now. You will create from the past because you think about what happened. You don't want it to happen again. But unfortunately, the thinking in that, the connecting, the keeping that alive, that information alive within you, it can really limit your story moving forward, because you use those judgments and perceptions to say, I won't do that again. I won't love again. I won't take a chance again. I won't put myself out there again, because it ended in failure, it ended in embarrassment. And that's what ends up really shutting down that true self, that really has all these gifts, that has all these talents, that really does want to be expressed. So talking about the most important laws that govern the universe, there's a few that come up for me that I really draw from and I really connect with. And the first one, of course, is law of attraction, right? Like attracts like. Like how we are is how we're conducting in the world, our state of being, our mood, our position in life, how we feel about ourselves, how we feel about the world is being reflected to us. That's kind of the coolest law because it takes into account how we're feeling and it shows us how we are creating. So if you want to know how you're creating, look at all the people around you, look at your environment, look at what you bump into every day. That will tell you. You can kind of try to kid yourself, lie to yourself, and be in denial about what kind of state you're in, but you can't be in denial about what's coming to you. You have to look at what's coming to you and you have to say, okay, am I in alignment with who I say I want to be? I have a friend who is always in the drama of money and um, always conducting from a place and complaining about money. And I swear, the more I hear her complain about money, the more she has reasons to complain about money, the more powerless she feels, the more experiences she creates that takes money away from her. It is an energy field. So watch yourself in what you're saying and doing about every aspect of your life, especially if you're looking to up level in abundance. I recently I've really just been able to let a lot of things go. I think I shared with you guys that I had like a screw in my tire and I had to get my tire replaced. And ever since I got this new car, I've just kind of had like one thing after another. I had a broken windshield, which was covered by insurance. And then I have this tire and they told me it was going to be covered. And then they said it's not going to be covered. And that like super bummed me out. And it was like $400. And I was like, whatever, like, it's fine. It's totally fine. And that, even though in the past I've had money to pay for these things, I always struggled with it. I always felt like, oh, it's taking money away. It's taking money away. And now I'm just grateful that I have 4 tires that are not leaking. So it's all in how you perceive it. It's all in how you respond to it. If every little bill, I was talking to my daughter actually yesterday about her car insurance. Her car insurance is super high. She's had a record there, speeding tickets and accidents and all sorts of stuff, to the point where our car insurance company dropped her. So she had to get her own, which was a blessing because now she has to pay her own. And she's got a pretty high car payment because she has a beautiful brand new Jeep. And she's got this car insurance. And I just said, honey, ever since you got that car and you've been paying this car insurance, like your bank balance hasn't gone down. You've literally maintained like thousands of dollars. And she said, yeah, but it hasn't gone up. And I said, well, that's because you have been doing other things too, spending money on other things. And she's like, yeah, that's true. And she said, it's just that car insurance really breaks me. And I said, you know what? You need to shift that. You need to be really thankful that you have that car insurance, that car insurance has covered you in these accidents, that car insurance is there, that they didn't say they wouldn't cover you. You could have gotten to the point where no car insurance company would cover you. So she's like, you're right. So as we shift these things, they're like millimeter shifts in the way that we think, and we become grateful for our bills. I know I shared this, but I have to share it again because I think about it so often, about this woman that I heard speak a long time ago. And she was saying that she wanted to be she had made a decision that when her bills came, she would pay them. She wouldn't wait for the due date. She would just pay them. She was that type of person, and she made the intention to be that type of person. And I picked that up. This was like so long ago. And this was at a point in time when I was like past the due dates of my bills. Like I was moving money around all the time, and we just didn't have enough to cover all the bills. So I set an intention at that point, and I want to say it was maybe 15 years ago. I'm going to be that person. And I am that person. And it feels amazing to have set that intention. And then when my bills come, I just pay them. So I don't have to think about the due date. I don't have to wonder about it. I know everybody has like automatics with their bills. I don't know why there's certain things. I guess maybe I enjoy paying bills. And I think I enjoy paying bills because I can do that, right? Because I have the power to enjoy paying my bills. We all have the power to do that, to enjoy paying our bills. How cool is that? So being thankful for your electricity, being thankful for your gas, being thankful for your water, for your food. You know, everybody always says, oh my God, food's so expensive or gas is so expensive. And that's all they talk about. But when we do that, we are not in alignment with abundance. We are in alignment with abundance when we are in alignment with gratitude, when we're in alignment with appreciation. And nothing will make you appreciate life more than when you've gone through times when you didn't have money to put in your gas tank. I just actually started listening to, I was going to share that too. I gotta dive into this show, but gosh, I have so much to share today and I have no notes. So we're just going to fly here. Um, I started listening to my book, Mindful Manifestation Secrets, which I know it's hard to believe I never listened to it, but it's been a ride with that thing and just getting it into Audible. So I got it into Audible a while ago and I purchased it because I wanted to see how it worked to do the free thing. So if you don't have Audible and you want to listen to my book for free, you sign up, they give you 3 free months and like 4 credits. So you'll get my book for free. And once you get my book, you have it forever, even if you cancel Audible. And then you just cancel Audible before it's due, which was literally 3 months. So I just put a reminder in my calendar. So I started listening to it the other day and I was kind of floored. I was kind of blown away. Like it's a good book. Like it's really good. I'm not even bragging about that. It's like a solid book about manifesting and how to create. I mean, if you really want to know about the laws and how energy works, like that book is amazing. And listening to it is a totally different thing than reading it because it's a different part of your brain, but it's also, there's a transference of energy. So I'm listening to my book and I'm walking in the woods and all of a sudden I look up and there's this beautiful giant monarch butterfly ahead of me. And the next line I say in the book is about noticing things, about setting an intention for seeing butterflies or setting an intention for seeing a yellow raincoat. This is all stuff that I created over time of listening to people like Pam Grau, E Squared, 9 simple experiments you can do to prove the law of attraction works. So I look up, I see this butterfly and I have like the chills. Like I literally have this moment where I'm like, the synchronicity and the divine universal orchestration blows my mind in the smallest thing, like a butterfly, when I say it the next line. It's just the timing, the timing. Timing always gets me because it's like the perfection of timing for me to look up and see that butterfly at the exact moment in my book when I talk about noticing butterflies. Just blows my mind. So listen to that book, get it. I'm telling you, it is something, even if you've read it, it is worth a revisit. I've read it a lot of times because I had to do all the editing. I've read it out loud because it's my voice and the audio. So that book honestly will tune you into a lot of the frequency of what I'm talking about. All right, so we're going to talk about law of attraction, but I want to talk about my one law that really, really brings to fruition law of attraction to me. Like it really connects me to what law of attraction means. It's the law of correspondence. The law of correspondence, right? Like think about when you're corresponding with someone, right? You're communicating, you're telling people what you want, you're writing a letter, expressing yourself. That's what the law of correspondence is. It's like writing a letter to the universe. So things that I've done before, and it's really cool to look back over my journals, is called scripting. And basically you script as though it's already happened. So it's like, I'm living in my house, my dream house in Orange County, California. Actually, I don't even think I said Orange County, California. I just said California because I didn't know where I was going to end up. I'm living in my beautiful home and in California. I have a beautiful life. The sun is shining, and there's moments in my life right now where I can feel what I felt in that journal, literally. So it's that feeling, it's that vibration, it's that writing, which is the strongest form of focus. And it's that determination to script something, right? To take pen to paper and ask the universe for what you want, to put your order in. And after you put your order in, a lot of people will just keep continuing to order and and the thing about continuing to order, which is like, where is my stuff? Feeling the lack of it, feeling the impatience of it, that is all not in alignment. This is about writing and scripting and feeling and letting it go. letting it go, letting the universe do what it does, which basically takes time, because it takes time for the energy to break down like this wave. It takes time for that wave to crest and to crash, right? Energy is the same way. It takes time for it to go out and then break down into physical matter. So the law of correspondence says, as I focus, as I intend, as I decide, those are all very powerful words. Focused, intend, decide. All of those very, very, just very, very creative, very structured, very, like there's no wishy-washy in that. This is what I intend to do. This is what I've decided to do. This is what I am focused on doing. All of those things are the strong conduction of a wave that becomes matter, the matter of what you are focused on and determined about. It's that simple. It's that simple. We could close the show right now. In fact, I'm going to close the show a tiny bit early today because I have something that I want to do, and I really wanted to do this show right now. I really felt inspired. Can you feel it? Can you feel the inspiration? So the law of correspondence says, as you decide, intend, and focus, those things are being formulated. Now, we don't have a crystal ball. Maybe you do. I don't. But what we do have is our imagination. Now, our imagination, as we imagine, as we feel, as we visualize, goes out into the field of creation. And that field of creation then starts to work on the assembly of it, the assemblance of what you are resonating with. So as it assembles what you are resonating with, your only job is to continue to resonate with it, to be like, yeah, it's coming. I can feel it. It's happening. I am 1,000% sure. I am in the knowing. I keep asking myself that, we have this intention of moving into a beach home, and it's been for a little while. Like I've had probably 2 strong years. I mean, I've literally intended to live in a beach house for a very long time, but in the last 2 years, as things happen with that place that we're living and just feeling like, oh, it's time to go, that desire has gotten stronger. And I've looked at a lot of beach homes. Nothing has been exactly correct yet. It hasn't been exactly right yet. So I started to think about it, and I let go recently. Like we'll do that, where we'll go out and we'll look, and then we'll just let go, and we'll just allow the energy to transform. So currently we are just watching the energy field, and the energy field right now is telling us we don't need to do anything. So because things didn't line up, and because of where we are right now, and in loving the home that we live in, and it not being like, something we have to like desperately seek, we're in this beautiful position of allowing. So I was thinking to myself, I'm like, if I knew, because now I can draw my energy back and I can just be happy where I am, right? That's a great thing to do, is to be happy where you are. But I did that last year and nothing transpired since then. So my thought is, how do I act as if it's happening? Well, I started doing things like cleaning out the house, getting the house ready, like getting rid of things, like moving energy, shifting the energy around my home. I'm going to decorate. I'm going to decorate my house because that always makes me feel good. And that I do that every season. So we're going into summer. I'm like, if I decorate for summer, I can draw summer in, right? It's been chilly here in California, that chilly 60 degrees that this woman is not a fan of. So in that pursuit of that beach house, do I get discouraged? Do I give up? Do I let go of it? Do I just forget about it? Do I just resign? How many times do you resign yourself to where you are? When you resign, there's a difference between allowing and resignation. Okay. Boy, all these new words coming up today. Resignation is when you just like give up. And you're like, just forget it. It is what it is. I'm just going to suffer. I'm going to suck it up. I'm just going to live where I live and whatever. That is not a high vibration. And that is not a vibration that allows you to connect with a new thing, a new a new thing. Like it doesn't allow you to actually manifest your desires because it's like sucking this wave back. It's like, never mind. We're just going to stay here. It's fine. It's fine. Right? There are processes that happen during this time. And one of the processes is to allow. In that allowing, it's knowing what I want. I know so clearly what I want. I've seen it. I'm already living it in some ways. So it's knowing what I want. It's knowing what I want to pay. It's knowing where I want to live. It's knowing all of that. And then it's being in anticipated expectation, which means I'm watching the energy field. I'm watching it. I'm not like crazy looking for a house right now. I do have a realtor working on it and he'll send me stuff. But every once in a while, I'll go into like Zillow or homes.com and I'll look. And as soon as it starts to not feel great, I stop looking because I know there's a timing here. I know that the universal orchestration is at work. I know that. So I can let go, not in resignation, but I can let go in allowing and excitement and expectation. So that's pretty cool. That really is part of the law of correspondence, is writing that letter or putting in your order with the universe and then trusting that it's coming. And then it's following the energy field and acting as if. So how would I act if I was paying my bills as soon as they came in? How would I act if I was truly an abundant person and I had an unexpected medical bill? How would I act if how would I act if I knew the love of my life was right around the corner? How would I act if I knew that was going to happen any minute from now? Would I be lonely? Would I be sad? Would I be depressed? Would I be eating junk food? Would I be, not caring about what I look like? No, you would be getting ready. So the getting ready process is a huge part of conducting energy in that field. Whatever it is you want to do, get ready for it. Get ready for it. Actually, my daughter was thinking about getting involved in this company, and I was thinking today, I'm going to tell her she needs to get ready. Start studying it. Start getting to know the material. If you really want to do this and you really want to be successful at it, see how it feels to dive into it, to learn more about it. See if you get excited about it. Oftentimes we kind of like run before we do any kind of like energetic research. Yeah, energetic research is so important. Watch the energy. See where it's going. If you're hitting a bunch of roadblocks, you need to back up for a second. You need to give the universe time. You don't want to work from desperation, because desperation, although it does work, is not a lot of fun. And it's not co-creating on this path of universal orchestration. That's what you really want to do. You want to co-create with the universal orchestration. All right. So law of correspondence is one of my favorites. And then my other favorite law is the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. And the reason why I love that law is because I love saying it, because it makes me feel smart. But also why I love it is because so many of us, myself included, can often feel stuck. We can often feel stuck. We can often feel blocked. A lot of I do believe in the planetary energies. I do believe in astrology. So I believe a lot of the energy, whether it's moving fast or slow. And the reason why I believe in it is because I feel it, because I freaking feel it. I can feel it. I can feel where the energy's in flow. We can all feel it. I can feel when the energy is dense and I'm exhausted and all I want to do is sleep. I can feel it. And when you start to understand energy and you start to pay attention to that energy within you, then you can start living your life more energetically in balance, more aligned with how you are feeling. Because when you are dragging yourself through life, it is no fun. And you're not going to create super high vibrational stuff if you're dragging yourself around. You need to be well rested. You need to be well hydrated. How many of you guys are drinking water all the time? Jeez Louise, water is so important. Hydrated, physical, nature, are you getting out in nature? Are you meditating? Are you quieting your mind? All of those things in balance will help you to feel the energy field, to cooperate with it. cooperate with it. You want to cooperate with the energies that are coming true. So the law of perpetual transmutation of energy means everything is always moving. You are never stuck. No matter what's happening in your life, even if it seems like Groundhog Day, right? That mundane. I have this thought kind of like every morning when I'm getting my husband's stuff ready for work, because I get up and I basically get him ready for work. And I have fallen off my 5 a.m. horse. And just recently I was thinking, I've got this new book that I'm still editing. And I was like, man, if I got up at 5 a.m., I could get that puppy done quick. So after this week, we're going to ride this week out. After this week, I'm going to get back on the 5 a.m. train. But I've actually been like kind of listening to my body and sleeping in, which has felt absolutely wonderful. I'm going through this time right now where I'm working with a physical therapist and a naturopath doctor, and my body is in kind of detox right now. I'm working out a lot of my muscular stuff, a lot of my nerve stuff, settling my nervous system back down, getting my hormones back in balance. So in that, I'm giving myself a little bit of a pause and a refresh. And I can get really lost in the pause and refresh, and you might too, where you start to get dowdy, McDowdy, where it's like, oh, I'm not doing enough, and I'm not putting myself out in the world, and I'm not contributing. And I'm reading this book, The Art of Possibility, and it's written by Ben and his wife, Roz Zander. He is actually the conductor of the Boston Philharmonic Orchestra. It's a fantastic book. I highly recommend it. But he talks about contribution, and this notion of contribution completely changed my life. Just this thought, just reading this about this contribution and asking yourself every day, instead of putting this pressure on yourself, like, how am I succeeding, or am I getting ahead, or, in the world's standards, do I even matter? Think about your life as in contribution. How did I contribute today? How did I contribute? Because just washing the dishes now, or doing the laundry, or, getting my house set and organized feels like massive contribution, because I am contributing to the peace of my family. I'm contributing to the peace of myself. I'm contributing to our house being well run and organized. And that feels amazing. I don't think I've ever given myself credit for those things. I mean, I have here and there, but not in that context of contribution. I feel like I contribute every time I step out into the world, and I share my high vibration, my love, my laughter, all of it. It's part of that contribution. So how are you contributing? How are you contributing to others, the world, yourself? Contributing to yourself is contributing to the world, because when you fill yourself up, then you become full, and then you're able to actually help and assist others in your fullness instead of in your lack. So look at the ways that you are contributing, and understand that because of the law of perpetual transmutation of energy, all of that contribution matters. It's all energy in the universe. It's all, even that job that feels like, I don't know, slinging fast food burgers, whatever your job is, matters. It matters, because you are that cog in the wheel of life that's moving life along. And that's important. It's important because you're taking part in the human experience in a very powerful way. Just by listening to this show, it's not a brag. Just by listening to the show, you are contributing to the power in the world, because this information resonates with the soul part of you that really wants to wake up and remember, that really wants to conduct a life story that is done with victimhood, and done with powerlessness, and done with giving control over to your emotional field, to your wounds. That's what you want. That's what you want. That's what I want. That's what we all want, right? These triggers and the ways that we, allow ourselves to kind of get out of control sometimes, that is part of the expansion of who we are. I had a really sweet girl on my Facebook page asked me if I said I put everything on my personal page. I don't really work my business page very much. I don't know. The business page was weird for me. And she just said, should I delete everything because I was so immature, back when. Like, I'm kind of ashamed. First of all, I don't think people are going back and stalking your page. But secondly, I said, claim it, own it, be proud of it. It's where you came from. Like, be proud of how far you've come. Because if you're not proud of how far you've come, that's the ego's way of keeping you in shame. And when you're in shame, you can't fully expand and grow from where you've been. That's an important part of the process of our growth and our spirituality. When we connect with where we've been, when we're like, yeah, I went through that. I wasn't super conscious then. I wasn't super awake. We allow others who are on that journey with us, maybe a little bit behind us. We allow them to be vulnerable and to open up and to grow as we have. We become those beacons of light. We become those examples of what's possible, of what is attainable when you stop beating yourself up and stop doubting yourself, and you start really growing and seeking and learning and finding out that this is a game. It's an illusion. It's all an illusion. I remember when I started to think about the financial thing as a game, and we had been through some serious financial times, and we were starting to get good at not allowing it to control our emotional field. And once we got to that point and we were happy no matter what, we weren't using our circumstances to pull us out of our joy or to pull us out of appreciation. We weren't doing that anymore. We started to see things ramp up, and we started to see abundance in a different light, where it wasn't necessarily on our bank account. Abundance was how we felt. In fact, I remember going to an art gallery. This was like a Dr. Seuss art gallery. It's so cool in Laguna Beach. And all the pictures were like, I don't know, $8,000. And they had these really cool, like clay Dr. Seuss things that were like 20 grand. And I remember the curator there, and I remember her talking to us as if we could buy something. And I was like, man, there's an acting as if. We are literally just like putting out the vibration of our abundance, even though there was no way at that point that we could go in there and buy a $20,000 thing. So pay attention to that, how you're feeling, what you're saying, what you're vibrating with. Where is that state of mood at? Are you bummed out all the time by your finances? Are you lonely all the time because you're just isolating and you're not putting yourself in any vicinity of people? Those beliefs, those actions are going to conduct in your life story. That is law of attraction in action. I love law of attraction. I think it's really amazing. I really do. This past weekend, I had an amazing weekend. I have to share it because it was so amazing. So I recently put out that I wanted to see my favorite band, The Elevators, and I wanted to see them by themselves. They're playing all these different festivals, and this chick is not a festival chick. Like, the whole day thing, all the bands, it's very overwhelming to me. There's a lot of energy, and it's too much. So I said, I'm going to manifest a show near us, close enough, that is them headlining. So lo and behold, last week on Monday or Tuesday, I see a post by Wine Boss, which is the guy who, he's in Paso Robles, and he was the one that put together their last show that we saw, which was, I was literally like on top of them on the stage. So he puts up a post about the Elevators coming, and I was like, what? Wait, what? And it's in Arroyo Grande. And I was like, so I Googled it, like I Wazed it real quick, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's right near San Luis Obispo, which we loved, and we wanted to go back. So I said to my husband, I'm like, we should go. It was at a skate park. It was really just like, what are they doing? I don't even care. I just want to see them. And this feels like a manifestation. So my husband like jumps on it, makes a reservation at the hotel, buys the tickets, the whole thing happening. So freaking excited. So we leave on Friday. We go to San Luis Obispo to our favorite little hotel there, the San Luis Creek Inn. I highly recommend it. It's so cute. They put a thermos of coffee and a little pastry, these amazing breads, on your door every morning. And it's like 20 minutes from or 30 minutes from the skate park. So Friday we take a ride down to the skate park just to see what it's all about, because we were like so confused, like, what, a skate park? They're doing a thing at a skate park. And it's literally in the middle of nowhere. Like, there's wineries and woods, and it's incredible. It's actually in the middle of a bamboo field. So this guy made his living off of bamboo, and he created this incredible skate park for kids to come. They do competitions there. And this was a fundraiser for homeless kids and orphans. They give them skate equipment and let them skate there. And it's like this huge, and they built houses for people. It was this great foundation called Poseidon, I think. So on Saturday, I have no idea what to expect. We go there, and it's a skate competition, and there's other bands that are playing at the time. And then the elevators show up and come over to us and talk to us. Like, we're friends now. Like, we know them, we're friends now. And that was so freaking thrilling. And we made friends there. I had met this woman. If you look up Paso Robles' mom on Instagram, she sells these incredible hats. And we're going to get some hats made that say "nothing but love for you," because that's a line in an elevator song. In fact, he sang that to us. Like, he pointed to all of us when he sang that. So that was really cool. And I might have her on my show. She's absolutely beautiful. But I'm making friends in this community of people that are just as crazy about the elevators as I am. So I'm standing there, and all of a sudden, like, they bring out this crane and this big, hula hoop thing and like scarves. And all of a sudden there's like this aerial show in front of us, like a Cirque du Soleil type thing. And 2 weeks ago, I said to my husband, I could really go for a Cirque du Soleil, like just a fleeting thought, something I said. Somebody else was going to Cirque du Soleil, and I was like, oh yeah, I really could. Those shows are so cool. And here I am at this concert with a Cirque du Soleil. I mean, it was just so amazing. And then Jackson sings Harvest Moon, which is like my all-time favorite song of ever. And he sings it so beautifully. And I was just, my husband and I started like tearing up, like what is life, And when you set these intentions, and when you decide that your life is going to go the way you want it to go, and you just have these like very non-resistant thoughts. Like, I could have thought, oh, they're touring, they're with Slightly Stupid, there's no way I'm going to see them this year. I could have thought that, but I didn't. I thought, I'm going to manifest another show like Wine Boss, where I am chatting with them, where we are connecting, where we are solidifying that friendship. So freaking cool. So yeah, we had an amazing time. And then on Sunday, we drove through Solvang, which I highly recommend. Super cute little Dutch town. It was founded by the Dutch in like the 30s. And then we went through the St. Inez Mountains, and we came upon an ostrich farm. I don't know, people. Sometimes I'm just like, what? Like, we're driving down the road. My husband sees an ostrich farm, and he's like, turns the car. We pull into the ostrich farm. And if you want to see something really funny, go to Michael Duffy's Facebook page, because he had an hilarious video. I'm not sharing the details of it because I was mortified. But ostriches, they do their thing. It was amazing though. It was like, I don't know, over 200 ostriches on this land. So it was pretty fun. And emus too, which I've never really been up close to these birds. They're very, very interesting. So it was surprise and delight all the way. Such a beautiful weekend. And the ride, the Central Coast ride, it literally blows my mind. We live in the most beautiful country. If you can go and see it, take long drives, go see areas you've never seen, be an adventurer. You don't need a lot of money. We used to do this with our kids all the time, where we would my daughter talks about it like it's like a wound for her. She's like, oh, the Sunday drives. We would just go driving into the country. We still love doing that, because there's an element of it that gets you out of your minutia. It gets you out of the mundane, and we come back different people. My daughter even said it. She's like, you guys need to travel more. I'm like, yes, we are formulating an idea to be able to travel more and get paid at the same time, so that we don't have all these responsibilities here, because our kids are in their 20s. We're at the point where we can start moving around this beautiful country or this beautiful world and start seeing life in a different way. So that's freaking cool. And no matter what your situation is, you can do that. I mean, We used to do it with our kids. Was it as fun? I don't know. It was family time. Let's put it that way. All right, getting back to the most important laws that govern the universe. Here is the basic. You wake up every day. You have feelings, you have thoughts, you have a state of mood. I have noticed, and I've shared this before, that I can wake up a little complainy because I'm working through this neck stuff and head stuff, and the morning time can be a little challenging for me because a lot of times I wake up with a massive headache. I'm working myself out of that by not initially complaining the second I wake up or thinking complaints. I'm thinking about appreciation. I actually think about my coffee a lot. I love my coffee, right? So appreciative when I'm walking around the kitchen, just getting things ready for the day. And when I can sit down and do my post to you guys, that's one of my favorite times of the day, is just allowing this information to come through in whatever miraculous way it's gonna. Really super duper special. And it's a special time of my morning, and it's my contribution. So that's why it feels so good. It really does. I did share a couple shows back that I am going to be putting out I don't want to call it a transformation experience for one, possibly two people. This is going to be kind of a high-end experience because I have not done this in a long time, and it's kind of going to be like everything I have. So it'll be a 6-month commitment, and it'll be a connection to really being determined and focus on what you're looking to manifest in life and transforming into the identity of who you say you want to be. So if you're interested in that, you can email me at livelifegolden@gmail.com. My pages will be up really soon. I'm just working on the pages for that. And there's going to be an application process because I'm going to be very specific about who I want to work with. I'm not interested in working. Let's just say what I am interested. I am interested in working with people who are super serious, who are ready, who are shiftable, who have let go of the victimhood mentality and are just really ready to take life to, kind of like that quantum leap level. So if you're looking to create something fantastic, or if you're just looking to, just become fantastic, just to feel the fantasticness of life, then this could be for you potentially. So you can email me there. All right. Let's see. Mindful Manifestation Secrets is on Amazon. It's also on Audible. If you would like a free thing of that and you don't have Audible, just contact me either through Facebook or livelifegolden@gmail.com. I will send you that information. If you have read any of my books and you can put a review somewhere, really helps me. If you listen to my podcast and you can review it, that really helps me a lot. It really helps things just move forward. I don't know how, I don't know why, I don't even really need the recognition, but we're human. So it feels good to know that there's people out there that are listening and that it's really helping. All right, so let's close. We're going to close the show a little bit early today, but I'm going to close with a little meditation. We've been doing this kind of every show the last couple times, and I love it. I love it. Okay. So if you're not driving, or if you are driving, pause. But if you're not driving, just sit up straight in your chair and just take a nice, slow, deep breath. And when you breathe out, I want you to bring your ribs down. And when you breathe in, let your belly expand. And when you breathe out, just breathe out all the stress and tension, all the ways you've been holding on to life way too tight. And I want you to imagine now something you are looking to manifest. So whether it's a new physical body, a partner, more money, a beautiful car, a beautiful home, whatever it is, I want you to see the picture of it right now. Just the picture of that material manifestation or energetic, right? Because it could just be a feeling you're looking to manifest. Maybe you're just looking to be more abundant, more appreciative, more happy, more joyful. Yeah. Ooh, I can feel that. Can you feel that? I can feel that in my heart. You can call in those frequencies. When you close your eyes and take a deep breath, you can ask for higher frequencies to come into your body. I can feel it all the way to my feet right now. So we're calling in divine energy. We're calling in that super high, ecstatic, excited potential energy. And as you see in front of you what you are looking to manifest, I want you to see yourself as part of it, but in it. So imagine you're seeing it from your eyes. So if you're walking up to the front door, see those keys in your hand. Feel that ocean breeze and that sunshine. If it's the car, see yourself in the driver's seat, your hands on the wheel, your eyes looking out the windshield. If it's a partner, imagine that you're looking in their eyes. If it's a certain body, see yourself looking in the mirror, looking down at your muscle structure, your baggy clothes or your new clothes. If it's health, see yourself walking with a pep in your step, with energy, with vitality, with a new force of energy in your own field. If it's just more money in your bank account, I want you to feel the relief. See yourself paying your bills as soon as they come in the mail. Witness the things that you will buy as your abundance raises. Maybe you're seeing yourself investing, creating a new business. Imagine that business and the fun and excitement and fulfillment you feel for being part of that business. Contribution that you're making to life, to the field of consciousness, to the field of greatness, and to the field of potential. And I want you to feel that energy all the way around you. It's wrapping you up like a beautiful present, and it's aligning you and raising your vibration to all that you are and all that you came here to be. All right. I'm going to close the show a few minutes early today because I got to hop off and do something else. But I love you all so, so, so much. And I hope that you follow me on Facebook, Goldyn Duffy. And on Instagram, it's Live Life Goldyn with a Y. And just be part of this with me. Come with me to creating the most joyful and expressive life possible, because we're here now and we get to do what we say we want to do. So it's all up to you. I love y'all. Boop. Peace out.